Hey, we're live. What's up, guys? So, got a little story for you. First of all, hey, I'm still here. I'm still around. Road to 1500 is full of bumps and stuff like that, but I'll get back to the 15 road to 1500 maybe later in another post. This post is about how I got beat to a major, for me, major video game haul today. And I got beat to the hall by a good friend. Well, not a good friend, a buddy. So here's what happened. I got to look at my phone too and kind of, give you a little bit of the blow by blow. So what happened was on OfferUp, right? Like what I do a lot of times on OfferUp is if somebody has some games listed. It can be Wii games or whatever kind of games listed. I'll say, hey, those games are cool, but would you happen to have some games for like Super Nintendo or, GameCube or whatever? You know what I mean? I have a list that I kind of just go down. And most of the time it's no, but sometimes it's yeah. I did that with a person that they posted for a yard sale. But this yard sale was like last week. And the person actually got back to me today, probably at around 9 o'clock or so, with, hey, sorry to get back to you so late. It's a week later. But yeah, we got a bunch of games for a bunch of different systems. So let me pull up my actual text with this person, and because I want to give you as accurate uh, a description as I can as possible, because this was such a epic L for me. This was a fucking hard L, and I just want to share it with people because you got to share your wins, but you also got to share your losses too, and you got to learn from your losses, right? So this is a loss. This is a fucking hard loss. And I just want to share it. Let me pull up the chat I have with this person. Okay, so this person, they contacted me. Their name was Steph. I figured it was a woman, but I don't know if it was a man or woman. But I didn't want to assume anything, right? So they said, "Hey, hello. Sorry to get back to you so late. Yes, we have several different types of games for all consoles, right?" So I said, now remember, the yard sale was last week. Okay. They're getting back to me a week later. Okay. So I'm like, awesome. Would you mind if I come by today uh, to see what kind of games you got and buy some? You know, casual, because this stuff is not posted. The games are not posted on OfferUp. If they're on OfferUp, I'm like, text me your address. I'm coming right now. Okay. There's nothing on OfferUp. These games are not on OfferUp, not on her page, because I'm looking at her page, when she texted me and they weren't on there. So I said, you know, can I come by? And she said, let's see. She said, let me see when my son is available. He has all the games at the moment. So the son, he has all the games. He's got all the games. She doesn't have any possession of them. He has all the games, which, in my experience, is typical. If you have a grown son or near grown son, then you know, they'll be the ones who are the owners of the games or whatever. I didn't know what the situation was, so I just took it as face value. Okay, son has the games. Okay, so I said, okay, that sounds great. Just let me know. I said, just let me know when you're available. I'm available all day. And Steph said, if you'd like, if you'd like to text him and set something up. Here's his phone number. And she gave me his phone number. So I'm like, okay. Now remember, he's got the games, and I could call to text him. I could text him or call and set something up. So I'm like, cool. So I said, okay, great. I will. Thank you. By the way, what's his name? She told me his name. So I said, okay, thank you. So I texted this guy, and let's see. His name was Joe, by the way, which is, sounds like a fake name, but that's what it was. So I texted Joe, and I said, hey, Joe, my name is Barry. I was chatting with Steph on OfferUp about possibly buying a bunch of your video games. Now, I assume they were his video games because she said that he had them and all that. What's up, Crazy Card? I see you. I said, if you're free today, I would love to come by and see what you have and buy some video games from you. Do you have time today? Right? So, I'm trying to get there because they got these games and who knows when they're going to be, sold or whatever, right? So he texts me back right away, like within a minute or two. He says, I'm a bit busy right now, but I can send you some pictures of some of the games I have if that works for you. I said, that'd be great. And then I sent him a list of, what I'm looking for. Hey, bearded picker, I see you. You gotta don't leave. You gotta hear all about my damn hard L. Hey, mother's mustache, I see you. So he sends me some pictures, right? So there's there's 10 PlayStation 1 games. There's a Sega Saturn game. There's a few games. They're looking really good, right? They're looking really good, right? So I said, good stuff. I'm interested in it all. I said, how much would you want for it all, right? Now, that was my first mistake because he said earlier, I have a bunch of games. I'm going to send you a picture of some. Okay? So I shouldn't have made an offer on some. I should have tried to go there and get them all. But I wasn't thinking because the games were so good and I got kind of greedy, right? So he said, what would you pay? I said, assuming there's no scratches on the games, I'll do $50. He said, for them all? I said, how much were you thinking? He says, let me check price charting and see what they retail for, and I can give you a price. And I'm like, nah, that's not gonna work. So I said, I can't pay full retail. Sorry. That's what I texted him. So he's like 50% of retail. So I'm thinking, if I get 50% of retail on Smash Bros and some really killer games, and I stack that shit up, you know what I mean? And then, hammer them down about the eBay fees and stuff like that and get them to about 35%, and they're games that sell just like that, I'm cool with that, right? So I said, so let me know once you're done. Then he says, by the way, I messed up quite a few times on here in my dealings with him. So I'm just, I'm just going to go through it, and then we can talk about how I messed up and stuff like that. So anyway, like I told you, mess up number one was making him an offer for some of the games. Okay. So I said, let me know what you've done. He said, I have a couple more boxes. If you'd like to come check it out, I can give you my address. I don't really have time to go through it all. I just looked on top of one of the boxes. So he just looked on top of one of the boxes and pulled that stuff out. So I'm like, fuck, man. If that's the heat that he has on top of the boxes, good God, I got to get over there, right? So I said, yeah, text me the address. I'll come now. So he texts me the address instantly, within 30 seconds. I says, okay, I'll be right there. He says, how long do you think? I said, about 15 minutes or so, I'm on my way. Now, I put my shoes on, socks, everything, head out the door. Okay? Here's fuck up number 2 on my part. Okay? I'm owning my shit. I am owning my shit. Okay? Fuck up number two was I put his address in my GPS once I got in the car like a minute or so later, and it said 25 minutes. I'm like, damn man. He said he was busy and this and that, blah blah blah. I don't want him to leave on me, so let me text him and let him know. So I did that. I said, hey, I just put your address in there. I'm 25 minutes away. He says you can stop later when I'm available if that works for you, right? Which is some broke down, fucked up English, but whatever, right? So I said, I'm free now. I'm on my way. I'll see you soon if that's okay with you. I'd rather come right now. And he says, I have left already. Okay? So at this point, I'm on the freeway already. I'm heading towards his house. I'm now probably 15 minutes away. So I just call him. I got his phone number. So I just call him. I say, hey, Joe, what's up? It's me. He's like, hey, man, how you doing? So I'm like, yeah, man, I'm like 15 minutes away. I'll be right there. He's like, man, I left already. He said, but I'll be back around 4 or 5. And I'll text you and I'll text the other guy, Liberty Hustle, once I get back. Damn, I just blew you out the water, Liberty Hustle, but fuck it, you're my buddy. So yeah, he's like, I'll text you guys. And I'm like, hey man, fuck Liberty Hustle. I want to come now. I want to come before him. I don't want him to have anything to do with this. I got cash. What's up? He's like, yeah, well, I won't be back till like 4 or 5. I'll just text you guys then because you guys are both interested. I'll just text you guys then. All right. So I know I was dealing with a bit of a douchebag at that point, but I'm thinking about what could be in those 2 boxes, of games. And sometimes you got to deal with douchebags, when it comes to this reselling stuff. So I turned around and went and did some other shit that I had to do. And I was thinking 4 or 5, well, I'll just go out there about 3:30 or so. As a matter of fact, I got to go by the post office at 3 o'clock, before 3 o'clock, to mail out some stuff. So I went to the post office and I was going to just go out there, but I was like, nah, my phone is on like 4% or 5%. And, fuck it, I'll just wait. Because I was planning on just going by, buzzing by the house, and then maybe, posting up a block or 2 down the road, maybe even a half a block down the road. And just waiting, just sitting on the house, just waiting. That's what my plan was. I should have did that. I didn't. And then as time goes on, I think before like 3:30, I think like maybe around 3:15 or so, I texted him. I said, hey man, I'll be available today between 3:30 and 5:30. I'm trying to put a little pressure on him. You know what I mean? So that A, he still texts me and hasn't forgot about me, and B, put a little pressure on him, right? So he didn't respond at all. So 5:45 rolls around, an hour ago. I'm like, damn, man, this fool ain't called me yet. So I just called him. I'm saying, hey, are we still on? I'm ready, blah, blah, blah. He's like, yeah, the guy Liberty Hustle already came and bought all the games from my mom while I was gone. He bought all the games from his mother while he was gone. Okay? Now, this douchebag, this jackass who was selling the games, the dude, not my boy Liberty Hustle, was like, I did leave out something. But let me get back to what I left out. The guy that was selling the games, he was like, I'll do price chart and 50% or whatever. But the lady who actually sold the games didn't know nothing about price charting and how much video games cost or none of that stuff. Okay, now going back in the story, once that dude told me who the dude was that was going to come by, my boy Liberty Hustle, and he wouldn't let me come by myself, I called my boy Liberty Hustle. I'm like, hey man, looks like we're going on a pick together. You know what I mean? This fool won't let me come without you. I tried to cut your ass out, motherfucker. Right? I tried to cut your ass out. You'd did the same. This is what it is, and they wouldn't do it. So, I'll give you a ride over there. I said, unless you want to race over there, you know what I mean. When he texts and let us know he's ready, he says, nah, I'll just race. I'd just rather race. So I'm like, all right, cool, man. Well, whatever. May the best man win, right? So that's where it laid. And then when when I called the guy at 5:30 and he told me that Liberty Hustle had already came by, I text my boy. I said, hey man, chalk one up to you. You won on this one, and there it is. Maybe 20 minutes ago, Liberty Hustle, my boy, shows up to the house. Hey, I'm outside. Come out. I'm like, what? So I go outside, and just so happens him and his brother are delivering a bed, a twin-size bed, to my neighborhood. It's not right here at this particular apartments, but it's my neighborhood. And so I go out there. I'm like, all right, man, let's see what you got. You know what I mean? So he had just a few. He probably had like 20 Super Nintendo games left in a nice N64, like a green N64 system. But he says, man, he got 2 big ass boxes of games, and like a bunch of systems, and he sold most of that shit already for $800. Paid $200 for everything, and still got some shit for himself and stuff like that. So he killed it. I gave him a congratulations, and man, that's the hard L that I took today. I mean, it's a tough pill to swallow. I did make some mistakes that I'm definitely going to try to learn from and not do again in the future. But yeah, man. By the way, if you guys got any questions or whatever, feel free to ask. But yeah, that's the hard L I took today. $800, probably $1,000 worth of video games for $200. That. Oh, and let me give you some more. Let me give you some. There's more. There's more. So they were actually doing a yard sale today. They do yard sales probably every week because my boy Liberty Hustle told me that they get storage units and stuff like that. So there'll be more shit down the road, but this is what they had now. So I didn't even know that they were doing a yard sale today. Had I known that, I would have just went over there. You know what I mean? Regardless of what the son said, I would have just went over there. He knew that because he didn't see. It's not sad. It's vicious. It's vicious. It's vicious. I would have did his ass the same fucking way. So it's kind of funny. I mean, it's kind of sad that I missed out on the money, but it's good that he got it because he's a buddy of mine or whatever, and it could have been somebody else. Somebody else could have stumbled across that house at the yard sale, asked for those video games, and got it, and we both would have been crying. But yeah, so what happened is I saw like she got back to me on OfferUp. Okay, he didn't contact her on OfferUp. He contacted her through Craigslist because she put an ad in Craigslist for a yard sale. And in the yard sale thing, she had vintage toys and this and that and some other shit. I don't even know if she put video games in there or not. Maybe she did. I don't know. But he either sent her a text message or called her. I think he called her. And so once he had built that rapport with her, hey, I'm looking for this. And she's like, yeah, I got a bunch of that shit. So he knew that they were having a yard sale today, that he could just go over there at any time. And he wasn't locked in with the son like I was. I was fucking locked in. When she said, I don't have the games. I do not have the games. My son has the games. Here's his number. She was done with it as far as I knew. Okay. But turns out the games were there. He went over there, freaking karate chopped $200. came up on some savage shit, and that was that. Yeah, it was a bunch of Nintendo stuff, just a bunch of crazy stuff, man. So, yeah, what are you gonna do, right? That's the only thing that really, I'm gonna get off of here in a second, but the only thing that makes me a little bit sad um, about this is I should have more opportunities like this. There should be more than just this one thing that comes up once a month or once every 2-3 months. Like when I see people karate chopping out in Southern California, for example, they run across shit like this twice, 3 times a week. So they don't even cry or trip when they get beat to stuff because they know tonight they'll find some more stuff or whatever. So, yeah, mother's mustache, that is the way the cookie crumbles. Put that cookie in some freaking milk and stir it up, make some fucking chocolate milk, drink it, and shut the fuck up, right? So, yeah, that's what's up, man. Anyway, I just wanted to share and tell you guys what's up. I know I haven't made any videos for a while. I thought this would make for a great video. Hey, Bearded Picker, I see ya. I thought this would make for a great video. And while I got you guys on here, I'll give you guys some tips on what kind of works for me. For example, like I hunt for video games, okay? And the reason I do that is because I'm in an apartment. I have very, very little space and I have very little capital. So I have to get stuff that's going to flip very fast and take up a little bit of room. So I hunt video games. So when you hunt one thing or mostly one thing, you learn so many tips and tricks. Now, I've learned a few tips and tricks that'll help you guys. For example, and you guys could use this for whatever you hunt, right? Just use, what I'm saying for whatever you hunt, whether you hunt tools or you hunt bags or clothes or whatever. But like, for example, when I'm hunting video games, right? If somebody posts video games on OfferUp, Let Go or something like that, and it's a good deal, zoom, billion gazillion people swoop on it, right? Okay. So one of the things I do is I'll go to I'll put in a TV or television, people selling a TV or television, right? And then when I go there, I'll see that somebody's selling a TV stand or a TV or whatever. And then in the picture, they'll have video games there. They'll have PS4, they'll have some old school stuff or whatever. So I'll instantly hit them up. Hey man, fuck that TV. I won't phrase it like this, but fuck that TV you're selling. How about them video games? And I get some stuff that way. You know what I mean? And I got 10 or 12 tricks that I do like that for, different things that when you combine them gives me a lot more action at, finding stuff. For example, when somebody posts any kind of video game, they could post a DS game or a DS system. I'll immediately message them and say, hey, that's a cool DS system, cool DS games. Would you happen to have any older stuff, any vintage stuff, any GameCube, Super Nintendo, stuff like that, And I get stuff like that probably maybe twice a week or something like that, when people post yard sales on OfferUp, Let Go, I'll contact them and say, hey, you got any, because they'll post, a few days in advance of their yard sale or whatever. So I'll post, hey, are you going to have any video games here? If so, can I come by right now and pick them up? Don't wait. Don't let them hold it for you and all. You let somebody hold some fucking video games for you, or it doesn't have to be video game. It could be anything. But, if it's a high dollar items and another qualified picker, if Chad Pagel comes up on that motherfucker yard sale and says, hey, man, you got any rusty gold in here? You got any old receivers or something? If they say, yeah, we do, but we're saving them for somebody, there's not a chance that him and Kim are not going to buy that stuff. There's not a chance. So never let anybody hold shit for you because they're not going to do it. You know what I mean? They're going to have good intentions on doing it, but when somebody comes there, they know what to ask and all that kind of stuff. It's gone. So let's see what other golden nuggets can I give you guys? TV situation, yeah, that boom. Even like if somebody's selling like bikes or something like that, right? If somebody's selling bikes like youth bikes or something like that, like BMX bikes or something, you can contact them and ask them, hey, do you have video games or whatever? And I'll just use a different example, not to pound video games into the ground. Let's say you're looking for tools, right? If you see somebody selling some construction gear or whatever, you can hit them up. Hey, you got any tools? Anything that's like similar to what you're looking for, or something that's being sold by somebody that would probably have a strong interest in what you're looking for, then you should hit them up. Like if I see somebody on OfferUp and they're selling Magic the Gathering cards or some sort of fantasy crap, you know what I mean? I'll hit them up and say, hey, you got any like RPG video games or anything like that? And, most of them will say no, but some of them will. And if they don't know the value and they've got RPG games are freaking, they go for crazy money. I got a game right here. Matter of fact, I'll tell you a little story about this game. But the RPG games are crazy, right? Okay, so I have a game right here. I'll let you see it. Okay, you guys can go look that up if you want or whatever. Okay, this game is official. I opened it up and everything like that. It's official. And the way I got that game was a guy had a little stupid bundle with PS3 games or something like that, right? I'm like, hey, that's a cool bundle with the PS3 games. Do you got any older stuff? And he's like, yeah, I got a few NES games. I'm like, well, cool. I like NES games. So text me some pictures. Text me some pictures directly to my phone. Don't let these fools freaking say. Don't let these fools. That's my dog. No. Don't let these fools upload their games or upload whatever it is to OfferUp so you can see it there. You're screwed. If they do that, you are fucking screwed. So he texted me a picture of like 10 Nintendo games, and this fire game was one of them. So I looked at the value on this thing, and it's like $250 just for that game. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to be coy. I'm going to say like, all right, well, you got Nintendo games, they're worth about $10 a piece. How about I give you $75 for all of them? You know what I mean? And he's like, well, did you want the PlayStation 3 games too? No, I said $70. He said, did you want the PlayStation 3 games too? I was like, well, yeah, I'll take them. You were looking for $20 for them. I give you 15, so let's just do $85. And he's like, well, how about 120 for everything, right? And I'm like, nah, I can't do 120 for everything, but I will do $100 for everything. And he's like, man, how about 110? I was like, you know what? I'll do $101 just so you could say you won, and that's that. And he says, man, I can't go any lower than $110. And then I started thinking about it. I'm like, man, I can't let this game go just over, a few dollars. It might not be original. It probably is. Who knows? But I got to take a shot. I'll regret it forever. And I hate when I have to regret shit forever and ever and ever and don't know about it, don't know what it could have been. So I took a shot on it, went out there, met him, karate chopped it, for $100, and that was that. So that's just another example of how I came into a deal sideways and got what I needed. Anyway, if you guys have any questions for me or anything, go ahead and ask me some questions. If not, I will freaking end this rant. But shout out to my boy Liberty Hustle for beating me to that deal. You know what I mean? For having a little bit more information than me, for being a little bit more savage. Liberty Hustle is, I think he's like 25, but he's a beast, man. When it comes to this reselling, he is a monster. I respect his hustle so much. He's a monster. Anyway, I'll let you go. My dog is getting ready to bark, and yeah, congratulations to Liberty Hustle. Look him up. Follow Liberty Hustle on Instagram. Tell him freaking 5 Day Flipper sent you. Anyway, guys, I gotta go. I'll holler, man. Later.